Under a cloudy sky with a thick and humid temperature of 72 degrees and winds out of the south-southeast at about 10 to 12 miles per hour, we welcome you live to the campus of the University of Central Oklahoma in Edmond in beautiful Jerry Pinkston Stadium for NCAA softball postseason tournament action as OBU about to throw their first pitch for the first time ever in an NCAA Division II regional. Today, the Bison, winners of the regular season title with the Great American Conference, a record of 43-10, enter as the number 5 seed. Their opponent, a Harding Bison team that has won 2 of the 3 of the regular season between the two programs. Hello again, everybody, and good afternoon. Welcome live to UCO in the NCAA Central Regional Softball Tournament. I'm Todd Miller along with KJ Reed and our Bison Sports Network crew. We're glad to be here with you, and Oklahoma Baptist is glad to be here as well, as there had to be some nervous moments after the quick dismissal for the conference tournament last Thursday in Bentonville with a 7-2 loss to Southern Nazarene. Today, Oklahoma Baptist will take on Harding. Harding finished 2 games behind OBU in the regular season standings in the conference. They come in ranked 18th. OBU is 21st. The Lady Bisons are the 4th seed. Oklahoma Baptist, 43-10, is the 5 seed. These two teams played a regular season series. It was in the natural state in Searcy, and Harding won 2 of the 3 ball games. Kaylee Jones went 1-1 against Harding in the 3 games. She pitched Oklahoma Baptist to a 3-0 series opening victory. Harding would come back behind Riley Price and win the middle game of the series. Riley will start today, 3-1 the final score for Harding to that one. And then one of the all-time great Division II era softball games played by Oklahoma Baptist, the longest game in program history, 12 innings. Lily Tansky outdueling Kaylee Jones, an unearned run for Harding in the bottom of the 12th inning. They win it 1-0. So very, very little difference between these two programs overall in national rankings and in region seeds, and certainly in the Great American Conference standings. When we return here to Jerry Pinkston Stadium, we'll have our pregame visit with Sam Maples, who's winding up her 5th year on Bison Hill. That's coming up next here on the Bison Sports Network.
Coaches and umpires, would you please report to home plate? Coaches and umpires to home plate. Thank you.
Welcome back here to Jerry Pinkston Stadium on the campus of Central Oklahoma. A historical day for OBU softball. They'll make their NCAA Central Region appearance coming up here very shortly on the Bison Sports Network against number 4 seed Harding. Sam Maples joins us. And Coach, one thought about the last game we never had a chance to talk about. In a way, now that you've gotten into the tournament, maybe that's a good thing. It allows you to kind of reset everything and quit worrying or thinking to the back of your mind about winning 17 straight.
Yeah, I think absolutely. We have to have that perspective going into this regional. We face some adversity, you know, we can make excuses all day long and think, well, it was the rain and it was this and it was that. I think it all happens for a reason. I think our girls are motivated. I think it was maybe, like you just said, maybe one of the best things that could have happened to us.
Was there, let me revise this, how anxious were the 4 days of waiting for you, Jace, the staff, and the players, just to know if you're going to get in?
Yeah, I think there was definitely some anxious feelings because our regional, you know, our region in general is so competitive. You know, we are a 43-10 team, and we're thinking, oh my gosh, are we going to make it? You know, we had a fantastic year, and it's just that competitive. So I think, yes, there was definitely some feelings of, man, how's this going to play out? And at the end of the day, like, you have to win. You can't leave it up to other people to decide. And I think we felt that and learned that as a team, and we're going to grow from that. But we are sure excited to get another shot.
You would have gone wherever you had to go and played whoever you had to just to have a shot in the postseason. But you said before we came on, Sam, you really like this draw for several reasons. One, the proximity. The other part has to be the familiarity with today's opponent in Harding and possibly a date down the road with Southeastern.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 of the 4 teams are GAC teams. You know, we've certainly seen these teams before in UCO. We've played here many times. I think our girls are comfortable here, sleeping in our own beds. You know, we feel like this was a great draw for us, and man, the girls, they're excited, they're ready.
Harding had put on a great series when you guys were over there in February. I know they've changed. You certainly have gotten a lot better, too. What do you take away, Sam, from those 3 games back in late February?
Oh, they were extremely competitive. I think at the end of that series, it came down to execution. We were getting runners on. I think just being able to move them over and having those key hits when we need them. And that's the game of softball. I mean, that's really what it always comes down to, I think, when you're on the losing end of things. But they were super competitive. I feel like we competed really well. They competed really well. So we look to see another matchup like that again today.
These are really 2 evenly matched teams. I mean, you both have dominant arms in the circle. You both play solid defense. And you both have a lot of weapons up and down the offensive lineup.
Yes, no doubt about that. I think we're almost mirror images of each other in some aspects. Yeah, we are. We're somewhat different teams, I think, at the end of the year. Obviously, you find different pieces in your lineup and you move some things around, and the defense, you know, maybe you've learned some things and you make some adjustments there. You know, we've seen their pitching, they've seen our pitching, so I think there will be adjustments on both sides. It's going to be a heck of a ball game.
How proud are you of this conference? I mean, you guys obviously have elevated the league in 5 years that you've been the head coach, but 4 of the 8 teams in a very competitive Central region are from the Great American Conference.
We said that, my staff and I said that at the very beginning of this year when things started to play out in preseason, that, you know, holy cow, these teams in the GAC are stepping it up, and we were all beating some really good opponents early on, and we knew that it was going to be probably at least 3 GAC teams. You know, looking at 4 GAC teams in the regional, that's just really impressive, and we're super proud of our conference.
In your opinion, was there ever a doubt in the back of your mind, maybe you didn't tell anybody this, that you don't get here today?
You know, I think we were really just trying to take it one day at a time. I think we always have goals and aspirations, but to say that we kind of sat back and we doubted and, oh my gosh, you know, we really try not to have that perspective. We just want to keep it positive, and at the end of the day, you got to win ball games. So yeah, we were 43-10, and we could have been on the outside looking in, and we would have had to learn from that. So yeah, that's kind of just our perspective, is just to try to stay positive and take it one day at a time.
And what you see in softball is what Anna House sees in volleyball. I mean, this is an ultra-competitive regional where a lot of good teams that could go to other parts of the country and win regionals and play for national championships, unfortunately, is left out.
Yeah, I think that is unfortunate and can be really frustrating when you're in such a competitive regional. But also, that being said, when you make it, it's such an accomplishment for your kids and your program and the culture. And so I think we're really honing in on that as a group to understand how precious this is to be here in postseason, and to also know that this is anybody's ball game.
Have 2 all-region selections in Kaylee and Emily. Another great first for this program.
Yes, really proud of them. You know, and I think that the awards, we just had this conversation as a team last night. The awards and our season record and all of those things are great, but what we have done and what these girls have done in terms of our culture and what we've built in the last couple of years, it's so much more than that. Like, you know, they're seeing kind of some of the awards and stuff are starting to roll in, and we're having the record that we did, but the culture and what these girls do day in and day out, and the character that we have on our team, like that's what's most impressive to me.
Sam, so many firsts, another one here today. How important is this? And I know you guys aren't here just to play 2 and be done and say you went to a regional, but how important is this step now in the building process and the continuation of that process on Bison Hill?
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to come out and compete. That's all I ask our kids to do every day, is come out and compete. Don't make excuses. Don't look for reasons why things aren't fair or it didn't go your way. That was something that we learned from the Bentonville experience last weekend. I just want to see them come out and compete and let the results take care of themselves. We're a really good ball team. We're not here on accident. We have earned it. These teams have earned it, and I just want to see them compete today.
OBU head softball coach Sam Maples wrapping up year number 5 in Shawnee. The best win total in a 5-year span of any head coach in program history. Sam 128 and 102. Longtime nemesis Harding, though, awaits a possible semifinal matchup here in the Central region with number 4 and top-seeded Central Oklahoma. The Bronchos today defeated Southeastern by a count of 5-0. That game was 1-0 going into the 6th inning. UCO scoring 4 times and winning 5-0. So the winner of this game will get UCO tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The loser will play an elimination game against Southeastern here at the Central Region in Edmond tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. More pregame coming up as we continue live for the NCAA Central Regional Softball Tournament on the campus of Central Oklahoma here on the Bison Sports Network.
The designated hitter, number 24, Morgan Max. The catcher, number 20, Sam Campos. The first baseman, number 19, Kennedy Clark. The second baseman, number 6, Addie Reese. The third baseman, number 13, Allie Ryan. The left fielder, number 5, Sydney Adler. And in the circle for the Bison, number 25, Kaylee Jones. And now the non-starters for Harding. Number 0, Megan Patoshke. Number 8, Brooke Johnson. Number 9, Hannah Garrett. Number 10, Ashton Bryce. Number 11, Kate Pierce. Number 13, Peyton Reynolds. Number 18, Lily Tansky. Number 27, Abby Birch. Number 30,
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to Jerry Pinkston Stadium on the campus of UCO in Edmond. Teams are being introduced. The reserves first to the starting lineups for today's matchup. Number 4 seed Harding, ranked 18th nationally, 5th seeded and 21st ranked Oklahoma Baptist. It has indeed been a season of first for Sam Maples Club. The 43 wins tie for the most in program history. They easily, by 10 games, are the most in the Division II era. They're coming off their first ever regular season Great American Conference Championship, a league that plays for the 8 bids in this year's Central Region. Of course, Harding, OBU, Southeastern here. Southern Arkansas is the 6th seed in the other half of the Central, going on in Joplin, Missouri, and hosted by Missouri Southern. Oklahoma Baptist is 43-10. Their counterparts from Searcy, Arkansas, the 4th seed, Harding, are 44-12 on the season. Oklahoma Baptist is hitting .306 on the year. The Bison have 34 home runs. They've only surrendered 12, but gave up a couple in the quarterfinal loss to Southern Nazarene last Thursday afternoon in Bentonville, Arkansas. OBU has drawn a total of 160 walks in the year and struck out 215 times. Harding is the home team, so they are taking the field. We'll have a look at the starting lineups here momentarily. Harding comes in hitting .305 of the year. They have outscored their opponents 253 to 141. They also have allowed 24 home runs, but hit only 25 themselves. They don't strike out just a lot, 185, and they draw a lot of walks, 107. Those free passes rank among the Central Region's best in that total. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for Sam Maples and Oklahoma Baptist, again, the 5th seed, so they are the visitors of the scoreboard. Leading off at shortstop is Emily Adler. Batting second for Oklahoma Baptist, in right field, Reagan Ford. Hitting third in center field is Sammy Green. Batting cleanup, the designated player, Morgan Max. Hitting 5th and catching is Sam Campos. Batting 6th and dropping to the lineup, first baseman Kennedy Clark. Hitting 7th at second base is Addie Reese. Batting 8th at third base, Allie Ryan. And batting 9th for Oklahoma Baptist in left field is Sydney Adler. Harding will send Riley Price to the circle. She has 20 wins of the season. Just a sophomore, 5'9" out of Edgewood, Texas, where she prepped at Edgewood High School. Riley Price was the winner in the first game of the final doubleheader of the series between these two. Defeated Oklahoma Baptist 3-1 in Searcy back on February the 26th. Adler steps in, and here we go. Ready for the first pitch. OBU at Harding, part 4. And the first pitch is a strike upstairs. No balls and 1 strike. Emily Adler, first team all-conference this past week, along with Kaylee Jones, named to the All-Central Region first team squad. So she has had an impactful first year in Shawnee. The 0-1 is low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Emily Adler hitting .419, an average that led the Great American Conference. 67 hits, no home runs. She has 6 doubles, and she has driven in 35. In comes the pitch, and that one is away. 2 balls and 1 strike. The starter for Harding, Riley Price, the sophomore, making her 31st appearance, 23rd start overall. Record of 20 wins, 4 losses, a great earned run average of 1.65. Harding pitches to a 1.86 ERA. Ground ball to short, sliding to her left, Jones, and the senior throws across to first. And that's the way the ball game starts on a 6-3 ground out.
Right fielder, number 4, Reagan Ford.
Here's Reagan Ford, a slap hitter extraordinaire. Reagan Ford enters the NCAA Central Region Tournament hitting .315. Reagan with 53 hits. She has driven in 11, has a couple of doubles and 2 triples. No surprising with her speed. Right-hander Riley Price brings in the pitch, and that one sails all the way to the backstop over the head of a ducking Reagan Ford, who had squared the bunt. 1 ball, no strikes. It has stayed mostly cloudy all day long. It is a thick air overhead and very muggy temperatures at game time, 72 degrees here in the Central Oklahoma campus. 1 ball, no strikes. In comes the pitch, and that one is outside. 2-0 the count to Reagan Ford. On the season, Riley Price has struck out 102 and walked 31. She is another in a long line of great pitching that the Lady Bisons have possessed in their Division II era. Called strike, 2 balls and 1 strike to Reagan Ford. Justin away, first game won by Central Oklahoma, 5-0 thanks to a 4-run 6. So the top-seeded Bronchos await the winner of this one tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And a tapper foul, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Reagan Ford. The dimensions, it's 204 both down the left and right field lines, and straightaway center field is 220. Here at Jerry Pinkston Stadium, the wind is blowing out towards left center field where the scoreboard resides. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Way outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Reagan Ford does not strike out a lot. In 170 times this year, she has struck out just 22 and drawn 13 walks. Here's the 3-2. And she keeps it alive as she slaps that one out of play third base side. Defensively for Harding, it's Lily Tansky, who won 2 of the games in the circle for Oklahoma Baptist. At first, Teddy Dennis at second, Hannah Jones at short, Emma Curry is the Lady Bison's third baseman. Here again is the 3-2 pitch, and it's tap foul on the third base side. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. Outfield is Fraley in left, Smith in center, and Cabana in right, with Chelsea Blankenship, the catcher, for Harding. OBU wearing the pinstriped white uniforms with green numerals and lettering trimmed in gold. Harding to the all-black with numerals and lettering cut out in gold. Here's the pitch, another foul ball up to the third base side. Reagan Ford last year was second team All-Central Region. Now 2 Bison have been named to the first team of the All-Region squad this year. Kaylee Jones of the circle and shortstop Emily Adler. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And it's popped up down the line and left in foul territory. It's Fraley that makes the running catch. And that is out number 2 for OBU in the first.
The center fielder, number 12, Sammy.
So Riley Price wins a prolonged battle with Reagan Ford. 2 up, 2 down for Sammy Green. Sammy Green starts the afternoon, a third best .336 batted average. 6 home runs, 25 driven in. The 6 home runs are tied with Morgan Max for second. The team leader is Addie Reese, who hits in the lower third of the lineup. She has 8. First pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Sammy Green enters the region having hit safely in 11 of 12 games. She's also, if you stretch that a little bit further, has hit safely in 13 of her last 15 games. Puts a good swing on that fastball. Fouls it back to netting. 1 ball, 1 strike. Those stretches that I just told you go all the way back to March the 24th. And the 11 of 12 stretch ended on April the 30th, or excuse me, April the 22nd. There's a ball down low. That was close. That gets some moans and groans for the Harding crowd. If you stretch it out to the last 15 games, that ended on April the 30th. 2 balls, 1 strike as the moaning and groaning continues downstairs. Here's the pitch. Good swing and a bouncer up the middle. Gloved by the shortstop. Throws high to first and safe is Sammy Green. An infield hit for Sammy Green with 2 outs, and Hannah Jones did a good job. First to get to that ball, was hit pretty well, but did take a friendly hop off the the artificial surface. But it was ranging to her left behind the bag at second and had to quickly get it over to first. It was a bang-bang call that goes the way of OBU, and that's the first hit of the ball game. A scratch hit for Sammy Green, and that keeps the inning alive for the designated player, Morgan Max. Newcomer to the program. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 the count. Morgan Max wearing number 24 in green on the back of the pinstriped white jerseys trimmed out in gold. Sophomore from Moore, transfer from Texas Arlington. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harding is making their second NCAA Central Region Tournament appearance, their first in 6 years. Their last came in 2017. This is OBU's first regional appearance. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Didn't mean to, couldn't check her swing, and now is behind on a rise ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sammy Green, an infield hit, stands at first. 2 outs after Adler and Ford were retired to start the inning by Riley Price. In comes Riley's 2-strike offering, stays high with a rise ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You can see Riley Price's ability to throw strikes when Reagan Ford was behind, or ahead, in her at bat. Fouled off 3 straight 2-strike pitches before Price threw another strike that resulted in a foul out down the left field line. Here's the 2-2. Runner goes, and it's fouled back to the netting. As is usually the case, Jace Brewer working the third base coach's box. He is, quote-unquote, the team's offensive coordinator. Hope Madden, who's in her first season, is the coach of the first base box. Harding playing. Morgan Mack straight up. Left-hander awaits at the pitch. Runner goes, and a ground ball into left field. Making the turn is Green. Now the ball's booted in left, and Green's going to come home to score. And Morgan Mack stands at second base at Oklahoma Baptist with a 1-0 lead. I can tell you this, that ball off of Morgan Mack's bat had a lot of backspin on it. It was hit between the 5-6 spot, but it had a lot of backspin. And as that ball got out to left field, it was mishandled by Madison Fraley. They're going to score it a double, no error, so it's an RBI for Morgan. It's 1-0 Oklahoma Baptist, and here is Sam Campos, the catcher. So Morgan Max gives OBU the early jump with her, her 35th RBI of the year. There's a pop-up slicing foul to the right field line for a strike to Campos. It's 0-1. Sam Campos has been slumping as of late, hitting just .250 of the season. This is her 45th start, her 48th game played, 30 hits. She has 10 of those, a third for extra bases, including 3 home runs. She's also driven in 23. Here's Price's pitch. In there for a strike, no balls, 2 strikes. For Oklahoma Baptist, that double was their 60th of the year. For Morgan Max, that was her 11th double of the campaign, placing her 1 behind Kennedy Clark, who is on deck. She has 12. Next pitch called strike on the outside corner, and down goes Campos. However, OBU gets a run on 2 hits. They leave 1 aboard after a half inning for the NCAA Central Regional Tournament in Edmond. OBU 1, Harding coming up on the Bison Sports Network.
Do you plan to play college sports? Visit ncaa.org/playcollegesports to learn more about NCAA eligibility requirements.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to Jerry Pinkston Stadium. Todd Miller with you on the Bison Sports Network this afternoon. A couple of 2-out hits, and OBU has a 1-0 lead for Kaylee Jones, who is coming off statistically her poorest performance of the year. 7 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs. Only 3 of those were earned, though, in the tournament quarterfinal loss in Arkansas last week to Southern Nazarene. Macy Smith, Lily Tansky, Hannah Jones, Emma Curry, Riley Price, Nicole Shano, Jordan Cabana, Chelsea Blankenship, and Madison Fraley. The batting lineup for Harding. Kaylee Jones, the conference pitcher of the year. 1-1 this year against Harding. Those games on February 25th and 26th in Searcy. First pitch is a ground ball to short. Adler has it over to first. Clark was late to get there. but did get her left foot on the bag right before Macy Smith could arrive. So one pitch, one out for Harding here with the first. And look for the Lady Bisons to attack Kaylee Jones. There is really no surprise, nothing these two teams don't know about each other this late in the season, although their previous meetings came only the second week of the conference schedule. Here's Lily Tansky, who hammers one foul on the ground first base side for a strike. Lily Tansky was named to the All-Central Region first team this past season. Tansky, a left-handed batter, right-hander Kaylee Jones. And here's the pitch. Fouled it back, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Lily Tansky, 13 wins, 174 earned run average of the circle. Harding, like Oklahoma Baptist, has a good 1-2 punch. In comes the 0-2 from Jones, and she pops it up down the line, left field side, foul territory, and it hits. Nearly went into the bullpen area, and the count holds, no balls, 2 strikes. Kaylee Jones had 2 appearances in Searcy back in February against this Harding team. Was really good. 18 innings, 13 hits. 1 run, it was unearned, 19 strikeouts, and a walk. Another hard hit ball, pulled foul up the right field side, so Tansky just out in front of that. And the count holds, no balls, 2 strikes. Winner plays top seed, 4th-ranked Central Oklahoma in the winner's bracket final tomorrow. The loser will have to start their comeback through the loser's bracket with a 3:30 date against Southeastern. In comes the pitch. Stays upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The other part of the Central region is going on in Joplin, Missouri, where the number 2 seed Missouri Southern is taking on 7th seed Minnesota Duluth. That game is now in the top of the 3rd with no score. Fly ball left field. Wind is pushing it, and it's over the head of the left fielder, Sydney Adler, and up against the wall. Tansky now will stand in with a tied run on a double at second. The wind is going to aid anything to that part of the ballpark that's elevated. Tansky hit it well, but that wind, which is 10 to 15 miles per hour, out of the south-southeast, just continued to push that over Sydney's head. So a 1-out double off Jones for Tansky. Here is Hannah Jones, the shortstop for Harding. First pitch for Kaylee, in there for a strike. It is 0-1. It is impossible to ride Kaylee Jones to any long-term success in this tournament. Aspen Younts, who has not pitched since the final weekend of the regular season against Arkansas Tech, will have to be used extensively in this weekend series. 1 ball, 1 strike. I was asking Sam after our pregame interview about tomorrow. Does Kaylee pitch if you win? Do you come back with Aspen? What do you do? She said that's a decision we'll have to make tomorrow morning. You would think you would like Kaylee against Central Oklahoma if that's the matchup. If not, you're playing for your season. 1-1 pitch. Lifted foul back to the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kaylee Jones with mind-boggling numbers of the season. 30-6 at earned run average of 0.74. Covering now 38 appearances and 32 starts. She has 25 complete games. 3 no-hitters this year. Fly ball, right center field. Reagan Ford in the gap is there. Makes the catch. Tansky will tag. And the throw comes into Adler at short. So Lily Tansky advances on the fly ball out. Now there's 2 gone.
The third baseman, number 5.
Here's Emma Curry, the cleanup hitter. Curry hitting .314 of the season. She has driven in 37 runs. Harding this year has 3 players, Harris, Shano, Curry, that all have 30 or more RBIs. Kaylee Jones looks to the dugout, gets the sign, ground ball to third. It's off the chest of the third baseman, Ryan. Caroms to Adler. However, Tansky is unable to advance. So it'll be an error on Oklahoma Baptist on the third baseman, Allie Ryan, but a very fortuitous carom for the Bison. Lily Tansky was unable to come home with the tie and run. Bison leading 1-0 with 2 on for Harding and 2 out here with the first. And here is Riley Price. Riley Price hitting .285. This is her 50th game played, her 45th start. Grounds that one foul up the first base side as she went oppo, and it's no balls, one strike. Kaylee Jones this year has been very, very good with 2 outs. She has limited the opposition to less than 140 in her 39 appearances and her 36 decisions. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 OBU in the first. Here's the pitch. Liner up the middle. It's gloved by Reese. Underhands to Adler at second for the force, and Harding leaves 2 aboard. A hit and error, 2 left for the Lady Bisons after 1 in Edmond. 1-0 Oklahoma Baptist on the Bison Sports Network.
Tell the world where you are. Tell the world you are here. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite teams. For more information, visit ncaa.com/social. I think 12 is
One nothing Bison. We go to the top of the second inning here for the campus of Central Oklahoma and Jerry Pinkston Stadium. Very muggy, late afternoon affair between Harding and Oklahoma Baptist. The Lady Bisons have had the better end of this series. Today is the 27th all-time meeting. Harding has won 20, Oklahoma Baptist 6. Here's Kennedy Clark, the first baseman. 6, 7, and 8 due up for OBU against the right-hander Riley Price, and her first pitch is fouled off for a strike. It is 0-1. Need to correct myself. Leah Harris is at first base, not Lily Tansky, and Harris is the one that doubled not Tansky back in the first. Off speed upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harding straight up, fairly deep in the outfield. Now time is called as Harding's assistant coach, Ken Weirden, is going to come out of the dugout and talk with the battery. Chase Brewer's come down the line at third. He is saying something to Kennedy Clark. Kennedy Clark was the Great American Conference Freshman of the Year in 2023. She had just a terrific season. Kennedy hitting a second best of the ball club, 386, to rank in the top 5 of the conference. 1 ball, 1 strike. Conference is over. Price brings in the pitch. That's low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kennedy Clark had a couple of hits in the regular season series and hits that one foul almost off of her foot. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I was incorrect, too. I said that Riley Price had started this year against OBU. She has not. Law started 1 game. She took the loss. That was back on February the 25th, and then Lily Tansky, along with Abby Birch, won the final 2 games of that 3-game set. Didn't mean to, went around, and down goes Kennedy Clark. That was a really strange-looking swing. She tried to check her swing, but the momentum clearly took her through the zone. Her hands were way out in front. Now nobody on for Addie Reese. Second strikeout for Riley Price. Addie Reese hitting .313, 46 hits, a team best 8 home runs and 38 driven in. 1-0 Oklahoma Baptist. We're in the second. Here's Price's pitch. Called a strike at the knees, 0-1 the count. Addie Reese has had a really good year. She has cooled a little bit down the stretch. 0 for her last 9 over the last 4 games. Grounds that one out to short. Easy play for Jones over to first. Reese, though, almost beat the throw over. And that's out number 2.
The third baseman, number 13, Allie Ryan.
Here's Allie Ryan, the freshman third baseman. Allie Ryan hitting .235 over now 49 appearances. This is her 43rd collegiate start. 1 run, 2 hits, an error for OBU. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left for Harding. We're in the second. First pitch to Ryan, off speed, didn't miss by much, ball 1. That was a pretty good pitch to be taking. They shade the shortstop over towards the hole, so there's a sizable gap up the middle. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Out in front, 1 ball, 1 strike. Allie was really fooled. She was not thinking off speed, and Riley Price gave her just that. So Price, after giving up a couple of 2-out hits, resulting in the first run of the ball game, 1 strike or 2 strikes away from ending the Bison's second. A swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Allie Ryan. Sydney Adler, the number 9 hitter in Sam Maple's lineup, awaits on deck. Sam with 128 wins in 5 seasons on Bison Hill. Most wins in 5 years by any head coach at Oklahoma Baptist. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that didn't miss by much. So Riley Price, you can tell she has really good control. We told you about her walk to strikeout ratio. It's outstanding. But when she's missed, by and large, she hasn't missed by much, including 2 balls of this now 2-2 count to Allie Ryan. In comes the pitch. Good swing and fouled it about halfway up on the netting. So Allie will see 1 more. Allie Ryan missed time in the lineup this year. She did play all 3 games of the Harding series. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 out. 1-0 Oklahoma Baptist to the second. Here's the pitch. Called strike. On the inner half at the plate of the letters, and Allie goes down looking. 2 strikeouts in inning 3, 2 of those called third strikes for Riley Price. We go to the bottom of the inning, still 1-0 OBU on the Bison Sports Network.
Unique souvenir from today's championship. Visit NCAA merchandise stands throughout the venue for great championship gear and memorabilia.
Welcome back here to UCO. Bottom of the second. Harding and Oklahoma Baptist 1-0 Bison. Nicole Shano, the DP, to lead off. Then Jordan Cabana and Chelsea Blankenship for the Lady Bisons. Harding got a 1-out double and a base runner. Compliments of an Allie Ryan error at third. They left 2, including the tie and run at third. Kaylee Jones looks over to the first base dugout, gets the sign and brings it home, and that is roped into left field. That's down for a base hit. Great job, though, by Sydney Adler to get over there and cut it off before it could go deeper and result in an extra base hit. Second hit, 4th base runner off Kaylee Jones for the Lady Bisons, and it's a leadoff single for Nicole Shano. Here is Jordan Cabana, the right fielder. Jordan Cabana, 46 start, 53rd game played. Hitting .301, a home run 17 driven in. Harding does not hit a lot of home runs, just 25. They've given up 24. Quarters come in on the rise ball, which misses upstairs from Kaylee. 1 ball, no strikes. Jones, a record-setting 8 times this year, named Great American Conference Pitcher of the Week. 3-time All-League honoree, second team, back in 2021. Back-to-back first-team All-League selections in 22 and 23. 2 balls, no strikes to Jordan Cabana. The week of February the 13th, Kaylee Jones was named the D2 Wilson NFCA National Pitcher of the Week. She's on a lot of radars for National Pitcher of the Year. Fly ball into center field. Sammy Green over to her right, awaits and makes the catch. Back to first goes Shano, and there's one away. So here's Chelsea Blankenship, her first look this afternoon at Kaylee Jones. Blankenship started her 57th game, hitting .254, 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 25 driven in. Jones brings home the first pitch, and it is a strike on the outside corner. Bison baseball are playing in the Final Four of the Great American Conference Tournament at Arvest Ballpark in Springdale, Arkansas. They were scheduled to get going within the next 30 minutes. That game has been delayed because of early weather in Arkansas today until 6 o'clock. 1 ball, 1 strike. OBU and Ouachita, the Tigers, beat the Bison 2 out of 3 in the regular season. OBU, the 6th seed, was the only road team to advance through the quarterfinal round. Little pop out to second base. Annie reached near the bag, has it, and there's 2 away. Bison split their first 2 games with Arkansas Tech and then clubbed the Wonder Boys in the do-or-die finale last Saturday afternoon in Russellville. Here's Madison Fraley, the left fielder. The assistant coach for Harding came down and handed the head coach, Ashley Reeves, like part of the equipment of the first base runner, Nicole Shano. And that's the reason for the delay, as he's headed back to the first base box. Sammy Green and Reagan Ford in center and right, respectively, are playing very shallow, as is really the left fielder, Sydney Adler. OBU's out hit Harding. Actually hits are even at 2. They haven't corrected it on the scoreboard. That ball nicked foul for a strike, going 1 to Fraley. Madison Fraley, 345, second best of the ball club. 52nd game played, 38th start. 3 doubles, 6 driven in. Not a big RBI producer, but a good base runner and someone that gets on base to turn the lineup over at the number 9 spot. That one is sliced down the line and left and just out of the reach of Sydney Adler, who nearly went crashing into the chain link fence. So it's no balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if Kaylee, who has not been striking out batters near as regularly the last couple of weeks as she did for most of the year, over 300 strikeouts in her 4th-year senior season. Yet to strike out a Harding batter today, the 0-2. And she chased but nicked it foul, so we'll see another one. Kaylee Jones with 305 strikeouts and just 45 walks, covering 218 1/3 innings. That's before today. 127 hits, 39 runs, only 23 of those earned. 4 of the 7 registered by Southern Nazarene last week in Bentonville were unearned. A little popper off the handle with a bat, and it's foul towards the Harding on deck circle. Count holds 0-2. The Lady Bisons, the higher-seeded team, so they are in the third base dugout. The home team, OBU, is the 5th seed, so they are seated in the visitors' dugout here at Jerry Pinkston Stadium along the first base line. Outfield in fairly shallow. Adler is protecting the foul line. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, and it's outside. Campos throw into second, and out at second base is Shano. Great tag by Addie Reese, and a good throw that time by Sam Campos. It was to the first base spot of second, and as Reese got there, the throw was high. She just snapped it down and applied the tag, and with that, it's a 1-2-3 second inning for Harding. We have completed 2 at UCO and Edmond. 1-0 Oklahoma Baptist on the Bison Sports Network.
Our corporate champions, AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola. And our corporate partners, Aflac, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buick, Dick's Sporting Goods, Dove, Great Clips, Intuit TurboTax, Invesco, LG, Marriott, Tabisco, Nissan, Pizza Hut, Reese's, and Wendy's. Their support enhances NCAA championships and the educational and athletic experiences for nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes.
Both teams here in the third inning will bat 9-1-2 against first Riley Price of Harding and then Kaylee Jones of Oklahoma Baptist. Sam Campos just threw out her 26th runner in 36 tries by the opposition. Harding is one of the most prolific base stealers, not only in the conference and in the region, but in the country. That's their 140th stolen base attempt and only the 20th time that they have been thrown out on the base pass. So good job by Campos to keep it 1-0. We go to the third. Here's Adler, the left fielder. Sydney Adler hitting at 262. The pitch hits home plate, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Riley Price gave up the scratch hit with 2 outs. In the OBU first to Sammy Green. Then Morgan Max with a double out to left. That's the difference, 1-0 OBU. In comes the 1-0 pitch from Sydney Adler. Called strike. Worked the inner half of the plate, and the count evens up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Glad to be with you for the NCAA Central Region Softball Tournament. First time ever for Oklahoma Baptist, only the second for Harding. Lady Bison's last appearance was in 2017, the 1-1. Off speed for a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Really good to see 4 teams qualify. I was really concerned after Southeastern had stolen a bid, whether or not OBU with 43 wins and a regular season title might be left out of the field. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's speculation at this juncture, that's all you can do, that had Augustana beaten Minnesota Duluth in the Northern Sun final, that OBU may not have gotten in. The Northern Sun may have gotten 2 teams in. The 2-2 pitch. Out of play over the third base dugout. Bison did face Minnesota Duluth up in Kansas in the first month of the season. Knocked off the Bulldogs, a key out-of-conference but an in-region victory. OBU has 40 of their 43 wins against Central Region foes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's low. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So in this region, the top half of the Central, you have the regular and postseason MIAA champions in Central Oklahoma. The GAC regular season titleist OBU. A ground ball up the middle, and that's into center field for a base hit. So a good start to the Bison third, a leadoff runner for Emily Adler. And then, of course, the Great American Conference surprising entrant, 8th seed Southeastern, who had to win in Bentonville 3 games just to get to the regional. They're the tournament champions. Last check, Minnesota Duluth, Missouri Southern scoreless. That game in Joplin in the third inning. Adler rolled out short to first, her first time up. UCO defeated Southeastern 5-0 earlier as Emily shows butt. Sidley draws a throw back to first, and she stands in safely. And that was with the second baseman covering because both corner infielders, Curry at third and the first baseman, Leah Harris, were charging. Top of the third, Oklahoma Baptist 1-0 over Harding. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Butt is down this time. It'll be successful. Scooping is the third baseman, Curry, that throws it down the right field line. Jace Brewer points to third, puts the stop sign up for Sydney Adler, and Emily Adler reaches at a 2-base throw-in error. It'll be a sacrifice for Emily Adler and then a throw-in error on Emma Curry. So Adler on all that, Sydney goes first to third. And now the head coach of Harding, Ashley Reeves, is out of the dugout. So a sacrifice bunt and then a throw-in error, E5, and OBU trying to build on a 1-0 lead, has runners at second and third. Ashley Reeves, who has been the head coach in Searcy since 2021, is headed back to the Lady Bison's dugout. Now Sam Maples is going to join in a conference as Reeves made a right turn and then headed back towards the first baseline, and it's visiting with the umpires. The only thing I could think of that they would be discussing is whether there was obstruction or not on the part of Emily Adler. Sam Maples now is the only one involved in this conversation as Ashley Reeves has gone back to the dugout, and they're going to call her out for obstruction. So Adler, Emily is out on obstruction, and her sister Sydney will go back to second. Correction, she'll go all the way back to first base.
The right fielder, number 4, Reagan Ford.
So that will be scored to the closest defender. And now let's see if Reagan can do something with one on, one out. Here's the pitch. And it's a good bunt. Ford picks it, or hurries to first, and the throw is high, and then Ford knocked the ball out of the first baseman Harris's glove, so she's safe. And here again comes Ashley Reeves. She wants time as Reagan Ford got to the bag just in time, and her arm hit the ball out of the glove of Leah Harris, and we're going to have another conference. If Reagan Ford is out for obstruction, and this time they call her safe, again Sydney Adler would have had to go back to first. So an infield hit for Reagan Ford, and now first and second for Oklahoma Baptist with one out. Ford's left arm hit the glove of Leah Harris, and the ball came out. I think I said she knocked it out. She did, but I don't think it was intentional. That's what the umpiring crew quickly decided after a brief conference. Here's Sammy Green, who has an infield hit. Bison now have 4 off of Riley Price, and the throw into second as the pitch was low. Nowhere close to being in time as Sydney had a short lead. 1 ball, no strikes. Bison hitting .330 with runners. Hitting .316 with runners in scoring position, and add to that a ground ball headed for center field around second, and in ahead of the throw is Sydney Adler. It's 2-0 Oklahoma Baptist. Well, try if not try again. They tried to get Adler over on Emily's butt. She was called out for obstruction, and then Reagan Ford had the ball. Her body hit the glove hand of Harris that allowed her to reach. And then finally, Sammy Green with her second hit drives in a run, and it's 2-0. First and second as they do get Sydney Adler home. So Riley Price in a little bit of a pickle here in the third inning. Still only 1 out for Morgan Max, who has been as hot as anyone in this lineup over the last month of the season. Righty versus lefty. Max, the left-handed DP. And that one is away. 1 ball, no strikes. Two runs now and 5 hits for Oklahoma Baptist. No runs, 2 hits for Harding. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner fastball. It's a strike, 1-1. OBU hitting .545 now with runners in scoring position of the year. Morgan Max is hitting .634. Here's the pitch. And hits the plate. That's going to advance the runners. The throw to third is not in time. Blankenship, as it didn't roll very far from home plate, got a late break. By comparison, Reagan Ford didn't need much room with her speed, and she slides in ahead of the throw. And now, again, we get a conference with the Harding pitching coach out there with a circle. You don't want to give up much more with Kaylee Jones in the circle. They're discussing strategy. The battery, along with the infielders, are in on this conference for the Lady Bisons. Mentioned with Sam at our pregame show, if you didn't hear it, that I guess you could choose to look at something half full or half empty, a glass, but I choose to think that what happened in Bentonville last Thursday may have been a good thing for OBU. They may not go around and talk about it, but the team knows that they've won 17 in a row. They knew they were the favorite going to that ball game. But after a one-and-done trip to Bentonville, Arkansas, OBU came home, kind of decompressed, Push the reset buttons. They were awarded a bid here to the tournament, and they have come out firing here, leading 2-0. Morgan Max with the left side of the infield drawn in for Harding. Lines it up the middle for a base hit. One run is going to score. Now they're going to wave around Sammy Green. The throw's cut off at second base. Oklahoma Baptist with a 4-0 lead. And Morgan Max has delivered again. So 3 consecutive singles, 4 hits in the inning, 6 for the afternoon, and Oklahoma Baptist has a big lead over Harding, leading 4-0. Sam Campos is the 6th Bison to face Riley Price here in the inning. First baseman is drawn in, and the pitch is fouled back to netting. A good swing by Campos. It's 0-1. We're in the third, 4-0 Oklahoma Baptist. They have jumped all over Riley Price, who gave up a run of the first 3 thus far in the third. She did retire OBU 1-2-3 of the second. In comes the 0-1 pitch. A little high, didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 1 strike. So when you get to the top of that order and they're able to reach, they can really put a lot of pressure on opposing defenses with their speed, the way OBU can bunt. It's been a forte all year long of this team, their aggressive attacking style on offense. That play, or a ball knocked out of play on the first base side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like the clouds are trying to lighten up here in central Oklahoma. We have been socked in all day with gray skies. It's still cloudy, and let's hope with the threat of severe weather when it is today in central Oklahoma, we don't see much of that sun. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, chased one. And Sam Campos is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. For Price, that is strikeout number 4. And here's Kennedy Clark, who struck out swinging back in the OBU second. Kennedy Clark 0 for 1. Runner at first base is Morgan Max. Drove home 2 with a single to center, and Clark takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. OBU with a lot of left-handers in the lineup. One ball, no strikes. In comes the pitch. That's away. 2-0 to Kennedy Clark. Sam Maples knew what she had in Kennedy. The rest of the conference found out, and they awarded her with Freshman of the Year honors this past season. In comes the 2-0 pitch. Fastball for a strike. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. That's away. 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm assuming they are in a rain delay over in Joplin because that game still is in the top of the third. The live stats have not refreshed, and it's still no score between Minnesota Duluth and Missouri Southern. Southern Arkansas defending national champion Rogers State, the other two in that 4-team pot of the Central Region. The 3-1 belted into center field. Going back as the center fielder Smith. She'll make the catch in front of the warning track. And Kennedy Clark gave that one a ride, but it's allowed out. However, OBU sends 7 to the plate, 3 runs score. They do it on 4 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 base runner left aboard. We move to the bottom of the third. Oklahoma Baptist 4, Harding nothing here on the Bison Sports Network.
Championships have more than 800 sites across the country each year. Don't miss out on witnessing the next great moment in sports history. Find a championship near you by visiting NCAA.com/tickets.
Todd Miller back here with you from Jerry Pinkston Stadium at Central Oklahoma in Edmond. Rain in the forecast today, tomorrow, over the weekend. Right now it's raining runs for the Bison. They lead 4-0. That's a problem for Harding because in 2 prior appearances against Kaylee Jones, she allowed 1 earned run in 18 innings. Kaylee Jones will face 9-1-2 for the Harding Lady Bisons here in the 3rd inning. Madison Fraley was at the plate down 0-2 on a play when Nicole Shano was thrown out trying to steal second. Jones gets the sign. The Claremore native brings it home. And did she go? Yes, she did. Fraley was trying to swat that ball, and it's called a strike. 0-1 the count. UCO has won. Broncos await the winner of this ball game at 1 o'clock here tomorrow. Loser gets Southeastern. A little tapper, left side, glove by Adler, throws on the run, not in time. Too much speed for Madison Fraley, an infield hit. Down 4-0. That's a good way to start. Need a leadoff hitter, especially with the top of the order coming up. Macy Smith grounded out short to first on the first pitch of the ball game back in the 1st inning. Macy Smith hitting a team-high .377. She ranks in the top 5 of the league. Corners are well over halfway down the line as Smith makes a stride like she was going to slap at it, but takes a called strike. 0-1 the count. Kennedy Clark is at least halfway from the bag at first to home plate. Here comes Allie Ryan in as well. Another called strike, and Smith is behind 0-2. Sam Maples calls the pitches for the OBU duckout. She pretty much exclusively handles the pitching. The offense handled by Jace Brewer. Here is the 0-2. And a 1 hopper, fair ball 3rd. Ryan off balance, throws it into right center field. Play backed up by Green. The runner's trying for second, and out at second base is Macy Smith. Well, that's a huge mistake by Harding. They may have ran themselves out of a big inning. Good heads-up play by Reagan Ford, backing up a terrible throw by Allie Ryan. So Fraley goes first to 3rd. Smith reaches E5 and then is thrown out 9-4. Here comes Sam Maples out of the dugout, and she wants the entire infield into this conversation. You get to this stage of the year, you cannot give teams extra outs and extra at-bats. Allie Ryan has now committed 2 errors at 3rd base. I'll tell you how that's actually going to be scored. It's going to be scored a fielder's choice. No error because an out was actually recorded. So Smith reaches on a fielder's choice as the play went to second. And then she is thrown out 9-4. So there's no error because an out was recorded on the play. Here's Leah Harris, who doubled, was left at 3rd back in the 1st inning. Leah Harris hitting .339 with a team best 61 hits and 31 RBIs. Lines that one into the gap. Reagan Ford and Green can't get there. It splits them and goes deep. A run will score. And Leah Harris stands at second base, and Harding's on the board. It's 4-1. Well, Harris got some really good swings against Kaylee Jones in the 1st inning. And she got another one there. Sammy Green can really cover a lot of ground in outfield, but she and Ford both reached up and the ball was just out of the reach. So now that base running mistake by Macy Smith looms even larger. And instead of 4-2, it's 4-1. Here's Hannah Jones, the shortstop. Off speed from Kaylee is a strike, 0-1 the count. So Jones, 1 run, 4 hits. Still has yet to walk or strike out a batter. We're in the 3rd inning. Kaylee gets the sign, brings home the pitch, and that one is off the top of the inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Bison Athletic Association donors are making a direct and tangible impact on the success of over 450 OBU student athletes in the classroom, the community, and their fields and courts of competition. Learn more and sign up today at obubison.com/BAA. Swing and a miss. There's strikeout number one, and that's a big one. The three-hole Hannah Jones, and that's number 306 for Kaylee Jones of the year. Here's Emma Curry, the third baseman. Emma Curry reached to the air by Allie Ryan. And she checks her swing, lines that one foul, and it's strike one. They have scored that play now in error. And the reason why is because the runner advanced to third base, despite the fact there was an out recorded. So Ryan now with two errors, one fielding, one throwing. Here's the 0-1. Popped up left side. Ryan is there, and Allie has it. And the inning is over. Could have been worse. One run, two hits, one left. There was an error. We go to the fourth. OBU leading Harding 4-1 on the Bison Sports Network.
Fans can now access the official NCAA digital game program on your mobile device, tablet, or laptop free of charge. Visit ncaa.com/game programs for an inside look at today's championship.
Riley Price set to begin her fourth inning of work here at Jerry Pinkston Stadium, opening round of the NCAA Central Region Tournament. 4 versus 5 seeded matchup. Number 18 taking on number 21 of the Bison with a 4-1 lead over their counterparts from the Great American Conference. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Bison, starting with Addie Reese here in the fourth.
The second baseman, number 6, Addie Reese.
The line so far on Riley Price: 4 runs, all earned over 3 innings, 4 strikeouts. She's given up 6 hits. First pitch to Addie Reese inside. No balls, 1 strike. Reese Ryan, Sydney Adler to face Riley Price. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Addie Reese, 0 for her last 10 over 4+ games. Prior to that, she had hit safely in 5 of 7. Here's the pitch, popped up. That'll spit out a play on the first base side. And it's 2 balls and a strike. During this current 0 for 10, her average has dropped from 333 down to 311. In comes the 2-1 pitch. Good swing and just didn't time it right. Fouls it back, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're just joining, Oklahoma Baptist struck for a run of the first, got 3 more on 4 hits in the third. Harding answered with a run of their half of the inning. That's where we stand, top of the fourth, 4-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's Price's offering. Good swing, and that spins out of play down the right field line. We'll do it all again. The sun now has peaked out, and the temperatures are going to warm quickly on a humid day here in central Oklahoma. For the first time since we've been to the ballpark at around 12:30, there's actually sunshine bathing the field. 2-2 pitch, hit hard but fouled down the left field line as that hooks and goes out of play. Home run distance, but a little out in front was Addie Reese. Reese battling Price here to open up the fourth. 3 of the 4 teams in this half of the region from the Great American Conference. Southeasterners lost earlier today, 5-0. Ground ball to short. Looked into her glove by Jones. Handed a first despite the lunging effort of Addie Reese. She's out, number 1.
The third baseman, number 13, Allie Ryan.
Allie Ryan struck out looking back in the second. Ryan began the afternoon hitting .235. She has missed 6 games this year. This is her 43rd start today. And the pitch into the handle, and that's driven back and out of play. Oklahoma, certainly the softball capital. UCO is ranked 4th nationally. Rogers State, the defending D2 national champions. Oklahoma Baptist is ranked in the top 25, and just not too far from here at Hall of Fame Stadium, started today and through Saturday, is the Big 12 softball championships. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Ryan as Price misses upstairs. In about a month, the Women's College World Series will be in Oklahoma City. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this summer, the Women's Professional League will begin its 2nd year with newcomer, the Oklahoma City Spark, playing a schedule. Here's the 1-2, bounces to the plate. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So really from around January all the way through July, you can see really high-level, high-quality softball within the borders of Oklahoma. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Price has retired 3 in a row since Morgan Max drove in 2 with a single back in the 3rd. That one's inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Allie Ryan. Allie Ryan has struck out on the year 22 times and drawn 13 walks. Here is the 3-2. And she stays alive again. Nicks that one. That was a little low and away. Three balls, 2 strikes to Allie Ryan. Nobody on, 1 out here in the 4th inning. Riley Price gets the sign, now brings it home to Blankenship, and again, Ryan just stays alive. Sam Maples became a mother of the offseason. She is credited to success a large amount to Jace Brewer, All-Stater from Washington, Oklahoma, former big league baseball player for a month with Tampa Bay. And his knowledge and experience that he has brought to the program offensively. Another foul ball lifted out of play. Jace was at Washington High School and then was summoned to the Division II level. And I've said it before, in fact, multiple times, it's one of the best signings that I think Sam has had in her 5 years on Bison Hill. Three balls, 2 strikes. Price back in the circle. Now Allie Ryan wants time. If nothing else, Allie has extended this bat and made Riley Price throw a lot of pitches. Her pitch count already over 70 with 1 out here in the 4th. In comes the pitch. And again, it's fouled off. Next pitch will be number 75 for Price. By comparison, Kaylee Jones has just thrown 37 through 3 innings. This has been a terrific at-bat for the young third baseman. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and 1 hopper out to short. Jones has it over to first, and there's 2 outs. Still a good at-bat by Allie Ryan. And now on a pair of ground outs to the shortstop, there's 2 away for the Bison of the 4th. OBU wins will be on at 12:45 tomorrow. If they lose, it'll be 3:15. A win against top seed and 4th-ranked UCO, a loss against Southeastern at 3:30. Bison went 1-2 against Southeastern and Harding, both in the regular season. Swing and a miss. Fastball away. It's 0-1 to Sydney Adler, who had a single, 1 of 4 hits, and scored 1 of the 3 OBU runs back in the 3rd inning. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Bounces to the plate. Bison did win a regular season series for the first time in program history in Shawnee over Southern Arkansas, top 20 team at the time. Mule Riders again participated in the other half of the Central region in Joplin. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bison finished the regular season in league play 28-5, 2 games clear of Harding, who went 26-7. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball, right side, diving stop by the second baseman, pops up on her feet. Teddy Dunn throws to first to retire the side and deny Sydney Adler a second base hit. 1, 2, 3 and out in the 4th for OBU. We go to the bottom of the inning with Oklahoma Baptist leading Harding 4-1 on the Bison Sports Network. Numbers on Kaylee Jones through 3 innings. We told you 37 pitches, 1 run. It was unearned, a strikeout, 4 hits, no walks for Kaylee Jones. She'll get Riley Price, Nicole Shano, and Jordan Cabana. That's 5, 6, and 7 for the Harding Lady Bisons here in the 4th inning. Kaylee faced 5 in the first, retired 3, gave up a leadoff single to Shadow in the second. She was cut down, tried to steal second. Oh, the 20th time Harding has lost a base runner on the base paths this year in 140 tries. Had an infield hit, a double, an error, only allowed 1 in the 3rd. Bouncing ball to short, easy play. Emily Adler to first, and 1 pitch went out for Harding here in the 4th. Harding went 1-1 last week in Bentonville, Arkansas. Lady Bisons eliminated 7th seed East Central in the first round before losing 2-1 to Southern Arkansas in the semifinals. Here's Shano, the DP, looks at a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. OBU, since losing to the regular season to Harding, won 29 of their last 34 regular season games. Off speed, and that just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you factor in the loss in Bentonville last Thursday, OBU 29-6 since that February series in Searcy. There's the 1-1. Popped up, and that's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nicole Shano hitting .329, S-H-A-N-O. She's a dangerous hitter. 7 home runs, 39 RBIs. Shano and Curry each have 7 home runs this year for Harding. The pitch off the end of the bat to second. Reese has it to first, and there's 2 away. So Kaylee Jones is inducing a lot of ground ball outs. It's the 7th putout, assisted or otherwise, by an OBU infielder. Been 2 pop-ups on the infield. So 2 away for Jordan Cabana. First pitch poured in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. When you look at Kaylee Jones' numbers, Jones actually induces a lot more fly balls than she does ground balls. And now time is called as they're going to make her take something off of her wrist. It's taken 3 2/3 for them to figure out she had something on her arm that she wasn't supposed to. Kaylee Jones has, before today, recorded 219 fly ball outs to 115 to the ground. Kaylee with a big grin, looking to the duck out, and the pitch is foul tipped, and it's 0-2. Bison trying to make record another first on this historic season, win their first ever regional tournament game. Here's the 0-2. It's outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good Oklahoma Baptist has not been an NCAA member for much more than a half-decade. This program has really taken off under Sam Maple's direction. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball into right center field. Green is there, and she has it. And Kaylee Jones now has retired 5 in a row. We go to the 5th in Edmond, 4-1. Oklahoma Baptist on the Bison Sports Network.
Do you plan to play college sports? Visit ncaa.org/playcollegesports to learn more about NCAA eligibility requirements. Number 18, Lily Tansky. Number 18, Lily Tansky.
Back here on the campus of Central Oklahoma, Todd Miller with you on the Bison Sports Network. So Riley Price's day has come to an end. Lily Tansky, who has a couple of wins in Searcy over Oklahoma Baptist, will come in. Lily Tansky, 13-5, a good earned run average, 1.74. This is her 7th appearance in relief, for 24th overall with 17 starts. She has 8 complete games, 1 save. Harding as a team has 21 saves. That's an NCAA single-season record, thanks to an NCAA single-season mark by Abby Birch with 19 saves. Tansky, 112 and 2/3 innings, 90 hits, 34 runs, 28 earned, 108 strikeouts, and just 13 walks. Lily Tansky is a junior, Tanski. I thought maybe she might get the start today. Instead, it was Riley Price facing OBU for the first time, and Tansky's first pitch is fouled back by Emily Adler. Emily, first team all-conference, was the league's most valuable player. Named to the Central Region first team squad. Here's the 0-1 from Tansky. That's away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lily Tansky in the prior matchups with Oklahoma Baptist had arguably her greatest career game against the Bison in the rubber match of that series. A little pop out, shallow center. It's dropping, but the left fielder got a late jump but was there in time anyway. That's Fraley, and there's 1 away. She outdueled Kaylee Jones 12 innings and picked up the win. Allowed 6 hits, no runs over 12 innings with 3 strikeouts and a walk. That is impressive. Here's Reagan Ford, and she'll lay down a bunt, but it's foul. So strike number 1. Well, that stayed fair. With Reagan's speed, she probably beats it out. Ford, an infield hit. She's fouled out. 1 for 2 of the afternoon. In comes the pitch. That is downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tansky then combined with Abby Birch to nail down a 3-1 victory over the Bison in the first game of that doubleheader on Saturday. Called strike 1 and 2 to Reagan Ford. Tansky started with 6 1/3. 8 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, and a walk. So she was really tough on Bison hitting. Here's the 1-2 to Ford. Stays high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long ways to go with this one. 5th inning, OBU leading 4-1. Here's the 2-2. Lined at the third base, but it's dropped by Curry, and Reagan Ford will beat it out without a throw. Emma Curry was about 4 steps inside the bag at the third base line. It was a low line drive. She went down and hit her glove and then shot right out. And we'll see how they score that. It's going to be an error on Curry. And a one-out base runner for Oklahoma Baptist and Sammy Green. Green and Morgan Max today have driven in all 4 of Oklahoma Baptist runs. Sammy with an RBI single to center back in the 3rd inning. Morgan Max a 2-run single in that same inning. There goes Ford, and the throw down is in time, but the tag is missed. Hannah Jones missed the tag as Reagan Ford was able to slide in back door. So Ford swipes second, and now an RBI opportunity for Sammy Green. 1 ball, no strikes. For Reagan Ford, her 19th stolen base. They show bunt. Wheel play is on for the Lady Bisons, and it's high, 2 balls, no strikes. That means that the corner infielders come in, the middle infielders shift. In this case, the third baseman is going, or the shortstop is going to third. The second baseman covers first. Here's the 2-0. That's high. They throw back behind Ford, and she almost walked into the tag. Holy cow. That was a good throw by Chelsea Blankenship, who nearly caught Reagan Ford napping out there at second base. 2-1, excuse me, the count now to Sammy Green. There's the pitch, and it's popped up on the infield. Down the line comes Curry from third. In between the circle and the dish, she makes the catch, and it's out number 2. So the error by Emma Curry at third is the first for the Lady Bisons this afternoon. OBU has 2, both of theirs from their third baseman as well. Here's Morgan Max. Let's see if she can deliver in another key situation. And they're going to go out to the mound and visit with Lily Tansky. Lily Tansky, as we told you, entering the ball game in relief for just the 7th time this year. Lily Tansky pitched against Southern Arkansas in the semifinals. 7 innings, took the loss, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts last Friday in Bentonville. There's the first pitch to Morgan Max. A strike away, and it's 0-1. Before that, she had made 1 appearance at Southern Nazarene, the final game of the regular season, April the 29th. 7 innings, 3 hits with a walk and 6 strikeouts. There's Tansky's pitch. Popped up on the infield again. Down the line, Curry. And she has it. OBU unable to cash in on an error and a stolen base. No hits, an error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-1 Oklahoma Baptist on the Bison Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th inning. Chelsea Blankenship to lead off. 8-9-1 for the Lady Bisons. 4 runs, 6 hits for Oklahoma Baptist. 1 run, 4 hits for Harding. OBU with 2 errors. Harding with 1. Bisons stranded another base runner. They've left 3 through 5 innings. Harding today has stranded 3 through their 4 innings of work against Kaylee Jones. Jones rocks and fires at the first pitch. Just misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. And it'll get some moans and groans going for the OBU fans. Decent contingent of Bison supporters representing the green and gold. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball, shallow center field. Out goes Reese. In comes Green. Addie has it on the UCO logo, and that's out number 1. So 6 in a row set down by Kaylee Jones, and Madison Fraley, who has an infield hit and has scored Harding's only run against Jones, steps into the batter's box. Madison Fraley batting left-handed. Kaylee Jones allowing a 175 batted average to right-handers, a 131 batted average to left-handers. Bison anticipating something on the turf. Bring the infield in as the rise ball's high, 1 ball, no strikes. Madison Fraley, when these two teams played in Searcy, did not have it at bat. Both teams, again, a lot different than they were back in February. A little slapper back and foul. Late break by Campos, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, we told you OBU closed the regular season after that 1-0 12-inning loss in Searcy, winning 29 of their last 35. They come in 29-6. Harding in the regional for the first time since 2017. This is appearance number 1 for the Bison. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Change speeds and call the ball. 1 ball or 2 balls, 1 strike. Kaylee's got kind of a half smirk grin on their face. She really had fooled Madison Fraley. Two balls and a strike. Here's Jones' pitch. Chopped to short, booted by Adler, and another error. Emily had shaded towards the hole, the 5-6 hole, and that ball was tailor-made. It hit her glove and shot away, and that's error number 3 for OBU. That also means their leading hitter, Macy Smith, will come to the plate. Not a good day defensively for the Bison. Here's the first pitch. Back through the middle, they shift with Adler. Steps to the bag for 1, throw to first, not in time. They do get the force out. Emily that time had shaded up the middle, and that's right where the ground ball went, between the wicket of Kaylee Jones. And Emily took 1 step to force the runner, and then her throw to first, not quite in time. So 6 unassisted, fielder's choice for Macy Smith. And here is the always dangerous Leah Harris. Tansky has 2 doubles today in the first pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Called strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball just floated up. One ball, 1 strike. Off speed away, 2 balls and a strike. 3 of the 4 errors in this ball game have been conducted by the third baseman for OBU at Harding. I bring that up because Missouri Southern has just walked off Minnesota Duluth and Joplin 3-2 on a walk-off error by Duluth's third baseman. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Little fly ball, right field. Ford called off by Green. She has it, and the unit is over. So Tansky retired for the first time in 3 trips to the plate. No hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We head to the 6th, 4-1 Oklahoma Baptist on the Bison Sports Network.
The NCAA sponsors There is an urgent need for sports officials across the country, as they are retiring 4 times faster than they are coming in, leaving shortages at all levels of sport. The NCAA recognizes the importance of officiating, offers student-athlete experience, and is dedicated to the recruitment and retention of their officials for all sports. Good Guys for Officiating. Visit ncaa.org/Good Guys for Officiating for more information on how to get started.
Top of the 6th inning, OBU will face Lily Tansky for a 2nd inning. Tansky allowed a base runner thanks to an error on the third baseman Curry, but then induced a couple of pop-outs to Curry to end the side. Each team has stranded 3 base runners. We're in the 6th, 4-1. Overall, number 1 seed UT Tyler has been beaten in their South Central Regional today by St. Edwards. It's a big, big upset of the opening day of regional play. Everybody starts 0-0.
The catcher, number 20, Sam Campos.
Here's Sam Campos. Struck out twice today, but has thrown out a base runner defensively behind the plate. Here's Tansky's first pitch. In there for a strike. It's 0-1. You might as well go up against Lily Tansky with the attack mode because she's going to pound the strike zone. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. The lone exception to that was the third batter she faced back in the 5th inning. She was behind 3-0 to Sammy Green before inducing a pop out to Curry, the third baseman. In comes Tansky's 0-2 pitch. That's away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bison with 2 hits, included an RBI double the first to take a 1-0 lead. They plated 3 on back-to-back RBI hits from Sammy Green and Morgan Max. Good swing, the ball fouled back to netting. Harding came back in the half of the 3rd and scored a run, and that's where we are, 4-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Chris Brannick is as good as there is in the business. Has many hats to wear this weekend here in Edmond. But apparently giving right information is not correct. Or not one of those. 7-4, Tyler beats St. Ed's. Bouncy ball to short. Hannah Jones gloves it over to first. And she's been airtight defensively. And there's one out here in the 6th. So it was not an opening day upset as the Patriots win over their Lone Star counterparts from St. Ed's. Kennedy Clark struck out swinging, flied out to center field. OBU was out hit Harding today 6-4. Bison 4-1 of the 6th. And the pitch called strike 0-1. The Bison have played a lot of low-scoring games this year. When they score 5 runs or fewer, they are 22-9. When they score between 3 and 5 runs, and they're right there now, they are 16-2. 1 ball, 1 strike to first baseman Kennedy Clark. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, chased one high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. OBU is 32-0 when they take a lead into the 7th inning. It'll pop up left side. Again, it's the shortstop Jones who calls off Curry. There's 2 gone. After 5, the Bison record this year, when the advantage goes to the 6th, is 33-1.
Second baseman, number 6, Addie Reese.
So Lily Tansky has done her part. She's faced 6 and retired 5. Here's Addie Reese. And a ground ball knocked down by Curry at third. Pops to her feet, throws to first. It's off the glove of the first baseman, Harris. And Reese will reach. That'll be an error of the first baseman. Good play by Curry. She went to the ground, knocked it down, popped up, threw across, and Harris just had the ball hit out of her glove. So both base runners for OBU against Lily Tansky have come on errors. 5th error of the ball game for the 2 schools, the 2nd for the Lady Bisons. And Allie Ryan, the third baseman, steps in. She struck out looking, grounded to short. First pitch is upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Hannah Jones has been in either assisted or unassisted on 6 putouts today. Towering fly ball, yanked foul, out of play on the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2:20 to straightaway center field. A beautiful facility is Jerry Pinkston Stadium. 2:04 down the line in left and down the line in right. Called strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beyond the center field fence is Chad Richardson Stadium, and then there's a parking lot beyond the left field fence and then the baseball facility for UCO. Nice little complex here in Edmond. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So Tansky gets her first strikeout. OBU leaves another runner. We go to the bottom of the sixth, 4-1 Oklahoma Baptist to the Bison Sports Network. Shelby Warden is into the ball game at first base. Gwen Miller has come in at third. So those are the defensive changes for the Bison as we go to the sixth inning. OBU leading Harding 4-1. Fourth meeting of the year between the two. Harding won 3-1 and 1-0 in 12. OBU with a 3-0 win in Searcy in the series opener February 25th. Kaylee Jones has worked around an error in the fifth inning. She has retired 8 of the last 9 Lady Bison's hitters. An OBU win today would be their 43rd of the year, and that would be the second most in program history, and of course the most in the Division II era. It would give them their first NCAA tournament win and be victory number 31 for Kaylee Jones, who this year became the career and single-season record holder for pitching victories. Shelby Warden at first. Kennedy Clark has gone. Kennedy Clark's behind the plate, and Gwen Miller at third base. So the only player out of the lineup is Allie Ryan. Here's Hannah Jones, who's 0 for 2, a fly out to right, and a strikeout swinging. Kaylee Jones likely facing the meat of the Harding order for a final time. Pitch is hit well into center field. Sammy Green is going back, and that ball's off the top of the fence. It's going to be another extra base hit for Harding. It carries away, and now they'll put the stop sign up as Hannah Jones has a triple. Both Green and Ford were in hot pursuit of that ball and hit just below the yellow stripe into the top of the fence. And it went 220 feet, maybe 219. And then it shot away from both defenders. So Hannah Jones with a triple. And Harding in business here in the sixth as Emma Curry comes to the plate. She is one of 3 Bisons with more than 30 RBIs. She hits that one on the line to left. It's caught by Sydney Adler that'll drive home a run. Jones tags and scores, and it's 4-2. So an RBI sac fly for Emma Curry. Curry with run batted in number 38 of the season. Here's Riley Price. First pitch is a swing and a miss for a strike. It's not Price, but instead Lily Tansky that is batting. In comes the 0-1 pitch. Tansky shows bunt. Well, that looked good. They call it a ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Ashley Reeves wants to visit with Lily Tansky. 4-2 Oklahoma Baptist in the sixth. Told you that Reeves has been in Searcy since 2021. She is a former head coach for 2 years in Durango at Fort Lewis College. Led them to 31 years and 31 wins in 2 years. One of those was the COVID-shortened year of 2020. She also won a RBAC title with Fort Lewis, the program's first since 2014. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defeated East Central 4-2, lost 2-1 to Southern Arkansas. A loss that ended a 12-game win streak. Swing and a miss. Down goes Tansky. And now there's 2 outs here in the Lady Bison 6th. Kaylee Jones with only her 2nd strikeout. Dios DeShano, who swings and misses, at its strike 1. Bison will have 9-1-2 due up in their half of the 7th inning. The 0-1. Called strike. Nothing to 2 the count. And Kaylee Jones, after that leadoff triple, is really bared down. Still bringing it here in the 6th inning. Jones brings home the 0-2. Tie it away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here is the 1-2. Popped up, will stay playable. Kennedy Clark runs out of room, and down from first comes Shelby Warden. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. OBUBison.com are the official website of OBU Athletics. Get news on your favorite Bison sports. Listen to the live streams as you are right now at OBUBison.com. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a fastball. The outside corner got her looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kaylee Jones, who slams the door. Harding gets 1-on-1 hit, a sacrifice fly, and we go to the 7th at UCO. NCAA Central Region matchup between OBU and Harding. The Bison lead Harding 4-2 on the OBU Sports Network. Shop OBUBison.com, your home for the very best and officially licensed Bison apparel from brands like Adidas, Callaway Golf, Columbia, and Under Armour. Visit ShopOBUBison.com today. Take advantage of fast shipping and industry-leading customer service. Shop OBUBison.com, the official online store of OBU Athletics. Todd Miller, the Bison Sports Network crew with you here at Jerry Pinkston Stadium. We go to the 7th. OBU looking for some insurance. Harding trying to get 3 and out and back into the dugout, and a chance to rally the half of the 7th. Sydney Adler to lead off against Tansky, and she waves at a rise ball for a strike. It's 0-1. It's Rushing who is into the ball game and not Adler, so Elena Rushing is the batter. 0-1 the count. That one is a called strike, no balls, 2 strikes. Rushing, for part of the year, was the starting left fielder. This is her 36th game, 16 hits, hitting .286. Rushing came in defensively in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have partly cloudy skies now here in Edmond. Clouds have finally started to break after being persistent throughout the day. 1-2 pitch. Rushing pops it up, twisting foul, and out of play into the Harding bullpen. OBU holds on. They get 4th ranked and top seed UCO tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It'd be a 12:45 pregame show. If they cannot hold this lead, they will drop into an elimination game at 3:30 against Southeastern. Broncos won it today, 5-0 with a 4-run 6th against Southeastern. Here's the pitch upstairs, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rushing has driven in 2. All 16 of her hits have been singles. Elena Rushing, a 5'6" freshman from Bentonville. We saw her home ballpark last week in the Great American Conference tournament in Northwest Arkansas. Another foul ball back to the netting. Hails from a very successful prep program. They're the two-time defending 7A state champions as Bentonville. They've won 4 state titles in the last decade. There's the 2-2 pitch and a called strike. Rushing took a stride but did not pull the trigger, and down she goes. Tansky has her second strikeout, and that turns the lineup over for Emily Adler. Emily Adler, the player of the year of the Great American Conference, 0 for 3 today. Has reached base once. That came back in the third inning when OBU did a large majority of their damage. First pitch is upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. 3 of their 4 runs came in that third inning. 4 of their 6 hits were in that frame as well. The Bison only other run was in the first. And they had the other 2 of their 6 hits. That one's on the bat, handle, and popped out to second, and none is there for out number 2. Looking ahead to the Harding 7th inning, they'll have 7, 8, and 9. The scheduled hitters are Cabana, Blankenship, and Fraley, barring any pinch hitters. Here's Reagan Ford, reached on an air. It has an infield hit. She scored one of the 3 runs back in the third. Takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. So Harding got 4 innings out of Riley Price. She stands to take the loss if they don't rally. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes to Ford. Her numbers, 4 runs all earned, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts in those 4 innings, and she threw 86 pitches. This will be the 42nd pitch thrown by Lily Tansky as Ford shows bunt, and it's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. You better have leads late in the game against Harding or you're in trouble. They have 21 saves on the year, 19 from Abby Birch. And one has popped up and out of play over the third base dugout, so the count levels, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Entering the regional, Oklahoma Baptist was pitching to a 1.47 earned run average. That's top 10 nationally. Harding, a 1.86 ERA. 2-2. Stays low, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. The best pitching staff statistically in the tournament is Concordia Irvine out in California. They have an ERA of less than 1. Here's the 3-2. And it's a walk. Third time aboard for Reagan Ford. Keeps the inning alive for Sammy Green. Let's keep in mind that of OBU's runs today, half of those have come with 2 outs. So Tansky cannot let up here against a red-hot hitter in Sammy Green. Tansky puts the glove behind her head, brings it home. The pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes as Green was showing bunt. I don't think she's going to bunt. Sammy Green has hit safely at 14 of 16, 12 of her last 13. There's the pitch. Fly ball, left field, didn't get enough of it. Retreating is Fraley. She'll make the catch. And the inning is over. A walk, 1 left. We go to the 7th. Time for Kaylee Jones to slam the door. Oklahoma Baptist 3 outs away from advancing. Bison lead Harding 4-2 on the Bison Sports Network. Here we go, bottom of the 7th, the 2-run advantage for Oklahoma Baptist. Jordan Cabana is scheduled to bat. Cabana has flied out to center field twice. Kaylee Jones needs 3 outs to pitch OBU to the winner's bracket semifinal of the region and notch career complete game number 61. First pitch to Cabana is fouled back to netting for a strike. She was behind that fastball. Blankenship, and then Madison Fraley, Macy Smith if anybody reaches. Harding has to get one on to bring the tying run to the plate. Bison lead at 4-2 thanks to a 3-run third. Here's Jones' pitch. Popped up. Playable on first base side, and Shelby Warden racing towards the front of the Bison dugout has it, and that's out number 1. It was playable, but it was running out of being playable. She went almost right up in front of the screen in front of the dugout to make that catch. So now the Bison 2 outs away from setting up a matchup at 1 tomorrow with Central Oklahoma. Here's Chelsea Blankenship, and she lines that one right to Reagan Ford, who broke in, now retreats, so there's 2 gone. So in 4 pitches, Kaylee Jones has reduced this game to a final out. Harding cannot rally. They will face Southeastern tomorrow, an elimination game at 3:30. Southeastern won the regular season series 2-1 against Harding. Fraley has an infield hit. She's reached in there. First pitch, upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. This is a key batter because if you don't get her, the top of the lineup awaits on deck. You don't want Smith and Harris to have cracks at it with a game-tying or game-winning opportunity. Here's Jones' pitch. Bounced foul. That's off the third base dugout, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Today is appearance number 115 for Kaylee Jones. It is her 87th career start. She is looking for win number 65. That is an all-time best on Bison Hill. 51 of those 64 the last 2 years. A little fister back to the circle, called off by the third baseman, Gwen Miller, but she doesn't have a play, and Fraley has an infield hit, her second. And her 3rd time to reach base, and Macy Smith comes to the plate. Macy Smith does not have home run numbers. No home runs and 12 driven in. She's 0 for 3 today against Kaylee Jones. So dramatics here in the 7th. Tied run to the plate for the Lady Bisons. 4-2 Oklahoma Baptist to the 7th. Here's Jones' first pitch. A strike. 0-1 the count. Pitched her away as Smith made a stride like she was going to try to slap at the ball. Reagan Ford, in fact, the entire outfield, Rushing, Green, and Ford are all about 6 or 7 steps off the infield. Here's the pitch. That just misses away, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. They are playing it extremely close with Macy Smith being a slap hitter. This would be the biggest of Kaylee Jones' 65 career wins if she can nail it down. Now the 1-1. And it's down to a final strike as that one is slapped back to netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-6-3 for Oklahoma Baptist, 2-6-2 for Harding. Game has been reduced to a strike in the 7th with the tying run of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Miller in close at 3rd. Here's the pitch. Trying to check her swing, went around on a rise ball, and the game is over. And another first in a season of first for Oklahoma Baptist has taken place. Ashley Reeves did not care for that call. She thought she checked up. She went around, and the Bison have won their first ever NCAA postseason tournament game in the Division II era. 4-2 the final. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment.
Harding will face Southeastern Oklahoma State in our elimination bracket game tomorrow at 3:30. We thank you for coming out to Jerry Pinkston Stadium today. Until then, have a great night. Drive safely and stay safe.
Welcome back here to Edmond and UCO. 4-2 the final score. Oklahoma Baptist wins their 44th of the year. They set up a winner's bracket semifinal matchup with 4th ranked nationally in the tournament's top seed, Central Oklahoma, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. which means our pregame show will begin at 12:45 here from Edmond after a 4-2 win over Harding today, and it did not come easy. After OBU had a 4-1 lead, Harding cut it down to 4-1 after a run to the third. The Lady Bisons got a leadoff triple and a sac fly in the sixth inning to cut it to 4-2. Kaylee Jones set down the first two Harding hitters in the seventh. An infield hit by Fraley, then brought Macy Smith, the leadoff hitter, to the plate, represented the tying run. On a 1-2 pitch, she threw a rise ball, and Smith tried to hold up. She could not, went down swinging, and Kaylee Jones pitches Oklahoma Baptist to their 44th victory. 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for OBU, 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Harding. OBU is now 44-10. The Lady Bisons of Harding dropped to 44-13. The winner today is Kaylee Jones. She goes the distance. She allows just 2 runs, only one of which was earned, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts over 7 innings. She had 10 fly ball outs, 5 ground ball outs, and keeping to her totals for the season. Harding used 2 pitchers, the first of which is Riley Price. Price will take the loss. She gave up 4 earned runs, 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts. Lily Tansky was very good at relief. She pitched a scoreless final 3 innings, allowed just a walk and 2 strikeouts as Oklahoma Baptist again wins it by a count of 4-2. So with the loss, Riley Price improves or falls to 20-5. Kaylee Jones wins her 65th career game at Oklahoma Baptist, twirls her 61st career complete game, and wins number 31 of her 4th-year senior season on Bison Hill. In the final score, 4-2. We'll be with you for the pregame tomorrow at 12:45. First pitch at 1 o'clock. Oklahoma Baptist will take on UCO, the 4th-ranked team in the country and the tournament's top seed, with the elimination game between Harding and Southeastern to follow at 3:30. For our entire Bison Sports Network crew, I'm Todd Miller. Enjoyed bringing you this one. I hope you'll tune us in tomorrow. Until then, good night from UCO.